The role of spirituality in a technologically advanced world is most important because prior to technology, to ride a bullock cart, you didn't need much expertise and not many things could go wrong. But now, even in an ordinary car, 500 things can go wrong. When you are driving a racing car on a racing track, the driver has to be extremely vigilant, extraordinarily talented, and very, very alert. And we are living in a world that is fast-paced, and so we need to be that much more alert and vigilant within. Be expert managers of ourselves. Where does self-management come in? In every aspect of our life. Whether it is sense contact, enjoyment, action, relationships, or personal growth. We need what is known as the intellect or the head in place. The mind is a beautiful thing to have, provided it is governed, guided, and directed properly by the intellect. In sense contact, we believe that more is more in the modern world. And so we rush out to gain more of everything in the belief that we will enjoy. But the truth is, more is actually less. The more you have, the less you enjoy, because the law of diminishing returns functions. The first time you eat your favorite ice cream, it's delicious, you enjoy it to the fullest. I'm using the wrong example. Mango, a fruit that is indigenous to India and is seasonal. The first mango of the season you have, as our moderator said, you shut your eyes in bliss because it's so tasty. But by the time the end of the mango season comes, if you were to be offered a mango, you'd say, oh, I've had enough. I've eaten too much. Yeah? So, more is actually less. You need to use your intellect to regulate your contact with the world in such a way that your enjoyment of the world continues till the last day of your life. In other words, your honeymoon with life never ends. Second, action. We believe that when we go out and grab things to ourselves, we will benefit. The truth is, grab, you lose. Give, you gain. Try it out in your life. Even if you fake it, it works. Even if you pretend and force yourself to give, it works. You know, when Bill Clinton first visited India as President of the United States, his program was chalked out minute to minute. But when he landed in Delhi, he said, but India is supposed to be a spiritual country. I want to meet a man of renunciation. So they were flummoxed. They said, where do you get a man of renunciation anymore in India, and that too in Delhi? So there was a young officer there. He said, don't worry, I'll fix it. They're all fixers. He went out and he saw a young man loitering around, smart, intelligent. He asked him, you need a job? He said, yes. Okay, I'll give you a job. You have to do something for me for 10 minutes tomorrow. And for that, I'll give you $100,000. Not rupees, dollars. So he said, I don't want to do anything irregular and land in prison. He said, no, it's all above board. So he asked him, what do I have to do? He says, you see that tree there? Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, you have to sit under the tree and people will come and offer you things. All you have to do is say, no, thank you, and don't take anything. He says, that's all? For that you're going to give me $100,000? He said, yes. So the next day, he was sitting there, Bill Clinton came, and offered him, the Americans do their homework. He knew exactly what he had to go and offer a man of renunciation. He said, no, thank you. Every time he said, no, thank you, the offer would be raised. And finally, he said, he was so thrilled with this young man, he said, I'll give you $5 million to start an institute of renunciation. He said, but I'm already renounced. Why do I need $5 million? No, thank you. Take it away. So, the president was most impressed. He went away. This young officer came rushing back with $100,000 in hard cash to give to this young man. He says, brilliant performance, my boy. So I've given you 10% bonus. No, thank you. He says, what? Are you mad? You're refusing $100,000? He says, I'm not mad. You're blind. Haven't you seen what happened just now? I was offered $5 million. The president of the most powerful country in the world came to me, and even you paid homage to me. What will I not get if I truly renounce? The whole world functions in a spirit of giving. The sun gives valuable light and heat, never asks for anything in return. Birds sing, they never copyright or patent their singing. Flowers give fragrance, no flower ever claims anything for its fragrance. Only the human being functions with an attitude of taking, and therefore only the human being is stressed out, only the human being is depressed. Think about it. Relationships. When we get into a relationship, I say, I love you. You must ask yourself, do I really love you? No, I only love myself. And you happen to be convenient, therefore I say I love you. All our relationships get messed up because there are expectations in that relationship. There are demands that you make on the other person. There are conditions that you impose on the other person. And therefore, relationships break down before you know they're there. If only you were able to say, I love you for who you are, the way you are. No expectations, no demands, no conditions imposed. That is true love. So, attachment is love plus selfishness. If you just remove the selfishness from the love that you have, it'll be pure love, detachment, it'll be wonderful. And that relationship will never end. In the Indian culture, we pray that we get the lady prays that she gets the same husband for 7 consecutive lifetimes. In the modern world, you'll be surprised if the relationship continues for 7 years. Desire. You chase after desire, the object of desire eludes you, it runs away from you. Turn your back on desire. The object of desire comes to you unsolicited, unchased after. And that's how you should live life. Like a lord, a master, not a slave of desire. So learn to rise above desire, and the object of desire comes to you. There was a young man who came to me one day and said, I have a problem. What's the problem? I asked him. He says, I've fallen in love. I said, that's not a problem. He says, no, you don't understand. She doesn't love me. So I said, how do you know she doesn't love you? He says, I ask her out to wherever young people go, and he says, she refuses, she gives some excuse. So I said, stop asking her. Stop calling her. He says, but I lose her. I said, my friend, you haven't even gained her. Where's the question of losing her? And so he kept quiet. He tried it out, not because he had faith in me, but because he was desperate. 5 days later, he called me triumphantly and said, guess what? By then, I'd forgotten about him. I said, what? she called. If any of you have a similar problem, try it out. So friends, for all of this, you need to use your intellect. For all of this, you need self-management. And this is not taught anywhere in the world. And so when you go back, go with these few ideas. The ideas are, more is not more is less. Grab, you lose. Give, you gain. In relationships, attach, you lose. Detach, you gain. Desire, chase after it, you lose. Let go, you win. And you'll see how wonderfully your life changes. Thank you very much.